Hello, it's your girl again, the Flint interpreter Bella Hayes, and I'm back just with another conversation with you. Uh, just there has been a lot of holidays recently. We've gone through Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, not Juneteenth, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, and New Year's. And a lot of people have been running around yelling, Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. And let's just face it, the holidays are not exactly happy for some people these days. Um, this year, a friend of mine named Lisa Quaid, she died. I was just on the computer chit chatting back with her like a day or two before she died. And then I heard she was gone. And then I knew one of my mentors, she had been sick and okay. And then I got word that she had died. And then my mom and dad were still in the hospital and nursing home at the time. And then I saw on the news where someone my mom grew up with, he died. And then shortly after that, my dad died. And almost same time, a local minister that me and my mom and everybody we know, he died. And then Mr. Dilworth, Dana Dilworth's dad, he died. And so all this happened before Christmas. So everybody was running around saying, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And normally I would jump in and say Merry Christmas instead of Happy Holidays. And the first snowfall, that's it. I'm in the Christmas mood. I'm out, I'm shopping, I'm getting on my boots, everything. But this year, I just could not do it. I just couldn't get into that mode. I just couldn't do it. The holidays just weren't that happy for me, and I was trying to get lift off into the happy mood, but I could not do it. I tried, I could not. And I want to say that if you knew someone who died before Thanksgiving, before Christmas, before Kwanzaa, before New Year's, and you're having a hard time just being happy like everybody else, it's okay. Somebody had to tell me it's okay. And so they told me, and so I'm telling you it's okay. If you're not exactly peachy with the holidays right now, and we just got through New Year's, if you're watching this before the next holiday, I just want to tell you that it is okay not to be okay with all the festivities and lights and glamour and shopping and all the stuff that people want to do, special gatherings and cooking and all that. If you don't even have an appetite, it's okay. Eventually, you do have to eat at least a little something, like a fruit cup or something, just to keep your body going, at least something. But it's okay not to be okay. Just because of the fact that right now you're under a heavy load. For me, it looked like before Thanksgiving, my mom went into the hospital. And then they shipped her to this nursing home. And then while at the nursing home, between Christmas and New Year's, my dad ended up going to the hospital. And from there, I told them I wanted them to send him here or here, which were really nice nursing homes. They sent him to that crappy place, which is where they had already sent my mother. And that was before, they sent him there just after New Year's. And I was running around hoping and praying that they would both get better and get back here to the house. Well, Mom got somewhat better, and now she's back at the house. We're hanging out together, and this is cool. October the 19th, my dad died. So since before September October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October was all stressed and worried about. At one point, both my parents, but in October, the stress and worry over my dad stopped because he died. And that was a bit of a heavy load because I'm married with the family, and so I was trying to keep things normal here at my house, but trying to keep things normal at my parents' house, and that was a heavy load. So if you're doing anything like that, acknowledge that you are doing a really good job. I'm also in a sport, and I kept kicking myself because I just can't get to the gym like I normally. I have a gym here in my house. I have a couple pieces of equipment. I couldn't get to my gym. My exercise equipment is right here in the house. I couldn't get to sporting events because I was on pins and needles. I was on call 24/7 because I knew any minute, any given day, I could get a phone call from a hospital or a nursing home or something. So I was having a hard time. And some of you may have, or maybe some of you are still going through that hard time of hating the thought that your phone might ring and it might be a phone call that you don't want to deal with. If that scares you, if the thought of your phone ringing scares you, you're not alone. I understand it. And there's other people going through the same thing. If you're on the other side of it and the phone did ring and they did say what you didn't want them to say, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to cry. Somebody told me you need to cry because that's part of the healing process. You got to remember to stay hydrated too. That's tea, but you got to stay hydrated too. If they called and they said something that you really didn't hear, and you're making arrangements and you're calling family members and you're doing all this during holidays, just know it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to cry. When the special holiday occurs and there's an empty chair, you have the right to cry. You have the right to be sad. I remember several years back, my father-in-law died, and my mother-in-law put everybody on a tear gag order. She ordered no crying. If you cry, away with you. And I had a hard time with that because I grew up in a family where if somebody died and you were hurting and you wanted to cry, you could cry. And this being told it's illegal to cry, we will excommunicate you, that was a little bit hard for me. I did not understand the logic on that. I tried to follow along. Now I can understand the royals a little bit. Harry and William, when they had to go with their mom and they looked like they were not shedding a tear, I couldn't understand why the kids just wouldn't cry. But now, after dealing with my mother-in-law, her putting everybody on a tear gag order, I understand a little bit better. If you don't have someone around you're putting you in a tear gag order, go ahead and cry. If someone is putting you in a tear gag order, they don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in. They can only make things miserable. At best, they can only make things miserable while you're here. So if they don't even have the ability to make you miserable while you're here, go ahead and cry. If you need to cry, go ahead. When you look at that empty chair, or for us, it will be a matter of looking at that part of the house and not seeing Dad in his chair, or not hearing the Detroit Lions playing a game. He always watched the Detroit Lions, the Pistons. Daddy was a Detroit fan, he MSU fan. So when it's Michigan State game, be it football or basketball, if it's a day when the Detroit Lions are playing, the TV should be on and Daddy should be watching. And the Detroit Lions are on a winning spree right now, and Daddy would be so happy to see it, but Daddy's not in his favorite overstuffed chair put in the normal place to watch the game. And that's hard. If that's hard for you, not seeing that loved one in that particular place at the table or in that area of the house, or not hearing the sports on or the movie on or something that they normally would do, if it brings tears to your eyes, go ahead and cry. It's okay. It really is okay to cry. There's several emotions, I'm told, that you go through. It's like 7 of them. And I'm told one of them is anger. You have the right to be angry. But please remember that the Bible says, be angry, but sin not. So, like for me, I know that if my dad had not gone to that particular nursing home, he would still be around. They did not take care of him the way they should have taken care of him. So I am not exactly happy with them. But even though I'm angry because I know they didn't take good care of him, that does not allow me to get an automatic weapon, loaded up, strap on some bullets like Rambo, go in and just shooting up stuff. I cannot do that. That goes against the law of God, and it goes against the law of the country and the land. So I cannot do that. So if one of the emotions you're feeling because you're hurting that that loved one is not here during these holidays, it's okay to be angry. Just don't go and do anything that could land you in jail or make other people kill you. Just don't do that. Please don't do that. There are things you're gonna need to do, like self-care. You're gonna have to pace yourself. For me, I'm still working with my mom, and so she needs a little bit of help with this and a little bit of help with that. Predominantly, mom is self-contained. She can feed herself, she can get washed and dressed herself, but maybe she needs a little help getting up, or maybe she needs a little help with her coat. Those are not major things. Some of you are going through where you have to cook the food, you have to serve the food, and you have to feed them the food. And then you have to take the plate back and wash the dishes and dry them and put them away and clean the kitchen and be ready for whatever they need to do next. And be it giving them a bath, helping them in their clothes. Yes, it's hard. And because you're working all this extra work that you're doing, you're going to have to take care of yourself. I have had several, I was starting to pick up weight, but when this happened, I started losing weight because I was consistently running and taking care of this and doing that and this, that, the other. And it was a lot of work. And there was a nurse in the hospital before I got to this point. She gave me a firm talk and told me to take care of myself. Sometimes that will be just as simple as making yourself your favorite cup of tea. She suggested to me that I go to Starbucks and get a chocolate frappuccino, a chocolate iced frappuccino. That's what she told me to get, knowing that being under stress, acid reflux, I couldn't do the chocolate, so I did vanilla. And I loved it. Some of you, and I thought it was a bit expensive. I wasn't used to spending that much money on myself. So I did find where Speedway, you could go get a iced coffee there for like $1. It'll be like this big, but still it's a treat to yourself. Or like I said, your favorite tea or your favorite coffee, go to your favorite coffee store, Starbucks or Speedway, whoever, and treat yourself to a iced cappuccino or iced latte or iced coffee from Speedway. That's an inexpensive way to do Starbucks, and that's what I do when I want to get an iced coffee. I'm gonna go to Speedway because it's closer to my budget. You're gonna have to pace yourself. for a year, I have been beating myself up because I get up and I start my day and I don't get my workout in, and I'm supposed to be in a sport, and it doesn't do good when you don't do your workouts. So today I had to do something, and that put me here on the set. So now that this little event is over, I need to change clothes and hit my gym and still get in my workout and then start the rest of my day. It is further along in the day than I thought it would be, but things didn't work out the way I had hoped. But still, nonetheless, I need to pace myself today. Some of you, self-care is going to be pacing yourself. Sometimes it's going to be treating yourself to a nice bubble bath. For Christmas, the blessing got me a little box, and it was from Soul Sister Gifts, and it had a couple pair of fuzzy socks in there. I love my fuzzy socks, or some people call them booties or footies. I had a couple pair of fuzzy socks, and it had a bath bomb, and it had a little container, a little bag in there, and in the bag had so many bags of ginger turmeric tea, and I tried it. I love the tea. Love the tea. That packet came from Soul Sister Gifts. I don't know if she found them on Etsy or where. I'll probably put it in the comment after I post this. So if you want to go check it out, you can. But self-care, and for me, sometimes I just don't go to sleep. That's common. I just don't go to sleep. So it's still going to mean going to bed at a decent time, like 10 instead of 12 or 1 or 2 in the morning, just because I can't go to sleep. You're still going to have to go to bed at a decent time, like 10ish or so. You're going to have to get up at a decent time, not 3 in the afternoon. You're still going to need to get washed and dressed. And I have not felt up to it lately, so I'm doing natural skin today on this recording, except for the lipstick. I'm gonna have to get back to doing my makeup, and I have not been in the mood to do my earrings, but I have my earrings on here. I have been losing my earrings, so I'm probably gonna have to treat myself to a new pair of earrings, and that'll go under self-care because that's part of what I do. Wearing your makeup, doing your workouts, drinking your water. You must drink your water. If you are in Flint, 16.9 ounce bottle of water, at least 3 of those a day. Coach has gotten on us about resting and rehydrating. So since Coach said it, I'ma say it again. Must rest, get adequate rest. Must get adequate rehydration. Get in your workout if you can. Don't stay up too late. Eat the food that is healthy. In some situations for you now, it'll be easy to just swing through a drive-through and get something. The coupons come in the mail, and while I'm sitting there watching TV, I'm cutting out coupons, and then I put them in the envelope, put them in my purse, put them in my book, so that when I'm out, if I am like really, really hungry and I don't have a lot of money, and I don't know when I'm going to get back to the house, my parents' house, when I'm going to get to some place where there's food. If I have a couple dollars, then with the coupons, I have a chance to go through a Burger King and get something that's flame broiled, not fried. If I have to do fast food, Burger King will be my first choice because there's a flame broil. When you have an ulcer, they tell you boil, broiled, or baked. Their burgers are flame broiled. So that would be one of my first choices. And then, there's like pizza, because that's like baked. It's not fried, it's like baked. So Little Caesars, Domino's, like that. There's different places you can go that you can get healthy food. And everything does not have to be fried. You can get a salad, a nice salad. You can get a sub or a sandwich. But everything does not have to be fried. Like I said, if you have an ulcer, if you have chronic acid reflux, those things are going to be no-no anyway. If you have chronic acid reflux or an ulcer because of the stress you're doing at this point, anything fried, no. Nothing fried, nothing spicy, nothing that's very acidic. No raw lemon juice, no raw grapefruit juice. Those are no-nos. Those will make you hurt and make you double over in pain. Uh, what else? Nothing spicy, nothing fried. No eating until you're absolutely totally full, because that could send your stomach upset too. And then don't go to sleep with a totally full stomach. And when you do go to bed, sleep on an incline. That way you're sitting up a little bit so the acid doesn't creep up your throat, thus to get ready to throw up stomach acid. Sleep on a little bit of a incline. And then you're gonna have to self-pace yourself in the way that is good for you all together. Some people meditate. I haven't quite gotten into that yet. Some people focus on their breathing techniques. I've recently done that. This watch that I purchased, I can tap it until it gets to the point where it says relax, and then the next tap says you need to focus on your breathing, and then it has this little dot, and it grows, and then it'll click, and then it'll go small, and then a click, and it'll go big again, and click, small again, and that's when you're supposed to, and it has the words inhale, exhale. So maybe you could do some breathing techniques, and that can help you calm down. One thing that helps, I think, above all others, if nothing else works, the Word of God works. There's several scriptures about how God is with you, that He will never leave you nor forsake you, and that God is close to the brokenhearted. And if you're dealing with a family member, a loved one, a friend, someone you know who is not there during the holidays, and that's hurting you, just know that's a broken heart, and God is close to those who are brokenhearted. This is the Flint interpreter, Bella Hayes, and this has just been a little clip I put together for those of you who might be hurting through the holidays. Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Juneteenth, 4th of July, Flag Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, whatever the holiday, this video will be good if you're dealing with the fact that somebody you love, somebody you know is not there, and it's the holiday. This is the video for that. You guys, try and have a blessed day. Remember, even though things don't look peachy, God is still there, and somebody keeps telling me God is in the details. Every time I tell her something bad happened or something that bad happened, she would say, God is in the details. So it don't look peachy right now, but like I keep telling my husband, I would tell my husband during midterms and finals while we were in school, yes, it's a bit bad time right now, but God is not going to leave us here. God is not the kind of God who will just leave His kids in a bad situation and just leave them there to suffer. Eventually, God is going to do something. God is going to fix it so that your heart will not be so broken. It may be just over time. Maybe some things will shift. Maybe things will fall in your lap. Things will fall into place. I don't know. But God is not just going to leave you in misery and not fix things. Maybe He'll fix it over time. How, what He does, I don't know. I can't predict it. But things will get better over time. Totally better to where it was, like it never was, like it never happened. I cannot promise that. But I can say over time, things should get better. Will you have bad days and good days? Yes. I am being told by several people because it's the holidays. A friend of mine, Connie, her mom died 5 years ago, and she said she still hurts, but she says she has good days along with the bad days now. If it's fresh, the wound, the heartbreak is fresh, you may be having mostly bad days all day, every day. But I'm told it does get better. You will get to the point where there will be some good days where you can go full minutes without crying all day. or go a whole day without crying. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but eventually you'll get to the point where you can make it at least a few minutes without crying, or you'll make it a few days or a few months without crying. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy does come in the morning. Not necessarily 24 hours, but it may come in the morning 24 hours, or it may come in a few days, a few months, a few years. But there will be good days again. So don't just give up. And please don't do anything over the top crazy because you're hurting. Other people are watching you and they like you. You're loved, you're valuable, and it would rock their world, maybe halfway destroy them if something were to happen to you. So please don't do anything. Don't make any quick decisions on something that's going to take a while. Take your time, pace yourself. Take your time, pace yourself. Get plenty of rest, get plenty of fluids, drink your water. Not plenty of alcohol, get plenty of water. And try and go for a walk. Try and go for a jog. Knit something, crochet something, get a new hobby. But things will get better over time. That's what they're telling me. They told me, so I'm telling you. This is the Flint interpreter, Bella Hayes. See you later.